I don't think there's any way that Swift escapes XRP. Now, I'm talking about when they're looking at the future, at every possible angle, XRP is going to creep in. Whether it's brought to them from other companies like R3, we know R3 has a respect for XRP and XRPL. We know that. We've heard from R3 and Corda developers for a long time. And a lot of them were very brilliant. And they reference XRP with respect. Whether it's that way or if they're looking at the global reach and the power and the access that comes with the XRPL when it comes to real world asset tokenization, when it comes to liquidity, when it comes to the best of bridge currencies. When you look at it from that angle, which is something that they don't have true global reach. Remember, Swift in its current iteration is not what is going to be in the future. Too much fragmentation. They're changing. The world is evolving and is evolving without Swift unless Swift adopts the new financial system. Why do I say that? I mean, look at all the pieces they're putting together. Every piece that they're putting together to become the new Swift is a part of the new financial system. DLT, utility, bank coins. You got Chainlink, R3. Come on now. They said that there was like 4 other companies they were going to be working with. We haven't even heard who they are yet. At least I didn't hear it. Did you? I didn't. So they, as of now, I haven't heard who those other 4 companies were. I think that's what they said, like 4 more companies that they would possibly work with. They did not name who they were. They just said that they would be looking into it, right? I mean, you read the paperwork. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but everything for all of these big financial institutions has been led by distributed ledger technology. All of their advancements, we've had pro after pro. Let us know in the last 2 weeks that if these types of organizations want to survive, they must adopt, they must adapt, they must integrate with the new financial system, right? But what does that do to the price? People are not thinking about this. We already can dominate outright, which, by the way, speaking of domination, if you didn't watch that members only video from yesterday that I dropped, you want to go watch that video. I'm telling you right now. That's major. It's not a game, folks. You better know what's going on in this world right now. But hey, listen, it's over there. You want to go see it. It's over there. All right. That's man, there's a lot going on right now. I'll just say that. But we had the Fed announcement. So Ripple is going to that Fed meeting. We know what that's all about. They made it clear. Companies like Ripple, Hedera made it clear what they're trying to do when they go to these meetings, right? So we had that from yesterday. Did you watch yesterday's video? That was significant. We had a few significant articles in yesterday's video, by the way. So we have that. And then right before that, I didn't even see this. While I was on a lot of other things trying to uncover and unravel these mysteries, we're on the case, on the case, unraveling what's going to happen next in the future, all the different possibilities. We had other researchers like Jack the Rippler, Amelie in the Twitter world, and they uncover some stuff about Swift, R3, and XRP. And of course, XRP was mentioned. R3, Corda, Swift, XRP. You can't get around it, right? It says here that there was an image that was attached actually to whatever the information was that they released. I'm getting this from CoinMarketCap, okay? It says the image attached to the tweet highlights a proof of concept between Swift and R3. It shows the integration of Swift's Global Payment Innovation GPI with R3's distributed ledger technology platform known as a Corda Settler. According to the diagram, and this is what we heard before in the past, there was I believe there was a few Corda developers that talked about something similar to this. Do you remember that? This was years ago. But wait, this is what it says. The involvement of Swift, the dominant force. No, wait. I jumped ahead. Its Corda Settler platform is designed to facilitate payments between parties using both fiat currencies and digital assets like XRP. I believe also at that time, a long time ago, it was XRP as well as XLM were both mentioned. But here they're just talking about XRP, the involvement of Swift, the dominant force in cross-border payments, in a POC with R3, and the mention of XRP suggests there could be future opportunities for integrating digital assets into traditional financial ecosystem. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring all of this up, so you got Swift in the game, you got the Fed in the game, both mentioned recently with XRP, XRPL. and then look at Ripple. I want people to keep an eye on Ripple. Like, I know there's other companies, SBI, I'm not going to touch on them right now. Volante Tech, I'm not going to touch on them right now. Other companies as well. But look at Ripple, because Ripple is out in advance of those others, in my humble opinion, when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to shaking hands and activity and aggression towards victory. They've been very close with the Fed. They're very close with the European Central Bank. They're very close with the IMF. They're very close with the BIS. So now, when we're thinking about it in that way, wouldn't they want Ripple? Not wouldn't they want? Doesn't it seem like they want Ripple to be a part of their club? Right? So far, they've given Ripple all the keys to all the doors. Forget what happened in the past with the case and all that. Look at who they've been working with. Look at who they've been shaking hands with. They're becoming part of the club. And in that club where you have these big companies like BIS, you have these big financial institutions like the BIS, IMF, the Fed. They all work together. Giant non-banking financial institutions, same thing. They all work together. So and they all use each other's technologies and knowledge. And this is another reason why Ripple, even though they didn't give them the golden key to like DLT, this is why the legacy system is still behind. They don't have everything they need. So that forces them to have a need for the bank coin companies, right? We've discussed that before. So they have to come to Ripple for certain things. They have to come to Algorand, Quant, Flare, Chainlink. These companies only led them so far that they would be able to be advanced in a way, but still they would need the key to the car, which these companies have. They have the car, but they don't have the key. We can hand you the key, but in us handing you that key, they in turn will hand over those trillions of dollars. I'm not so eloquent today, but you get what I'm saying. This is all logical. Every company that gets up there, they work with these large financial institutions and governments. You look at all of them. Look at Amazon. Look at Apple. Look at Google. Anytime the governments come knocking, Google and Apple answers. They will hand over anything. They work with them. Other companies like Lockheed Martin, look how they began. You get special contracts. Listen, so Ripple is getting up there. They're going to work with these people. These people want to survive. They want to thrive. They want to access untapped value. That's another thing. A lot of these institutions have never been able to have that true global reach where they could tap into values like what RWA is going to do. This is why Ripple was going hard in the paint all year talking about real world asset tokenization. You have BlackRock talking about RWA. What is Swift trying? What is Swift's real goal when it comes to the future? It's to have the best technology, right? To have the best services. They can't do it themselves. So they reached out to Chainlink. They reached out to R3. Who else is the best of the best? Ripple, XRP. XRPL is the best of the best. How would they not be in that conversation? So once again, circling back around, if XRP is involved at some point with Swift, and believe me when I say this, they need us. We don't need them. I'm going to keep saying that because it's true. They need us. Like Christine Lagarde let you know her own words. Remember, I showed that article multiple times. It can be looked up. She said that the central banks feared DLT could topple them, that it could take over. It could render them useless. That's what Christine Lagarde said. She didn't say that for no reason. Who was at the forefront at that time when she said that? You had Ethereum out there. You had Ripple out there. You had Stellar. Some of the biggest bank coins early on were going hard in the paint. They are the ones that she was talking about. Algorand was working very hard at that time as well. She didn't say that for no reason, folks. Swift knows that. They're not trying to get left behind. And another thing, they know how dominant, how quickly, and how dominant XRPL, XRP, and Ripple can be in the United States. And they've already begun shaking hands behind the scenes. It's just a matter of time before they start making those announcements. Not financial advice. Just my humble opinion. I'm just telling you based on the research that I've seen. So now we have that. Wait a minute. What's this? You thought that was the only hot article today? You'll be wrong. Listen, this is a great news time period. And I see some people are happy with some of the prices going up as well. Listen, I require a I want a little bit more before I start saying, hey, bull run. This is the true bull run. No, no, no. You'll know that true bull run, just my humble opinion, because you might disagree. A lot of people are like, this is the bull run right now. Maybe it's the beginnings. Maybe. But I think you'll know, those prices will explode. There will be no denying it. There will be no questioning. That's when it's the true bull run. So that's just how I feel about that. But no, this is a good time period right now, especially when it comes to the research in the news. This article is titled, XRP Transaction Sparks $1,000 Valuation Confusion. Clarification from XRPL Validator. What is going on here? Why are there always things happening like this with XRP and XRPL specifically all the time? There's always some sort of confusion or glitch and the price skyrockets. Why? Let's read this a little bit here. A peculiar transaction on XRP ledger caught the attention of an eagle-eyed community member recently, or community members. Transaction displayed 5.91 XRP being valued to 5,911 Ripple USD tokens, suggesting XRP valuation of $1,000. Now, I'm assuming they're going to give some sort of explanation for this, but I also keep in mind, once again, David Schwartz said XRP can't be cheap. That's number one. Also, I believe there were some sort of researchers that said that XRP was actually designed to be a high price, right? And I think that has something to do with, isn't there a mechanism on the XRPL, which they said that the advanced mechanisms they're going to be bringing to a lot of Ripple products, which means a lot of SBI products as well. But some of those advanced features, the more expensive XRP is, the lower the transaction fees go. Is it just those mechanisms that do that, or is that just how the XRPL works overall? You let me know. I know a lot of you are very sharp out there. It says, this led to speculation among XRP enthusiasts questioning. That's what XRP enthusiasts. First of all, let's just keep it real. A huge bulk of this community has become researchers. It wasn't like that when I first got in here, but now we have there's a lot of researchers in the door. Yeah, we crept in the door, right? So they're going to question. It's what we do. We ask questions, then we research. So anyway, so that's going to happen. It says questioning whether the cryptocurrency's price has skyrocketed. Now, it's like, why would you say that? Now, come on now. It says, however, they're going to question why it happened and what it means. I promise you that's mostly what people are doing. It says, however, XRPL validator Vet quickly provided clarification on social media. In a post on X, Vet explained, quote, RLUSD will not put XRP at $1,000, folks, unquote. Is there anyone who thinks that we needed to do that? It complements XRP, gets the big businesses in the door. Outright XRP is far superior and doesn't need a boost from RLUSD, in my humble opinion. This is how I feel. I know others feel differently, all right? Quote, he emphasized that, and if it does enhance XRP, we don't need to enhance that much. With cross-border payments, RWA coming in, commercial banks, you have payroll, all these type of things that XRP can be involved in, that's designed to be involved in. Yeah, it'll be all right. It says he emphasized that the transaction was simply an offer on the decentralized exchange of the XRP ledger. The use of, quote, offer, unquote, here refers to a trade order. Wait, let me make sure I read that right. Yeah, a trade order. It's highly unlikely that such an order will be filled, as no one would exchange 6,000 RLUSD for 6 XRP tokens. Ripple recently launched a private beta testing phase for a stablecoin. All right, so he provided clarification on that. But yeah, it's just interesting how things like that always occur. But I will say there's something interesting happened recently. Didn't Ripple mint 200,000 RLUSD or something like that? So that's moving forward. Personally, I really don't care about stablecoins. I really don't. If it doesn't make me money, I'm not really concerned with it at all. If it brings something positive to the ledgers, no matter which one it is, sure, cool, that's great. Anything positive will bring in more business, which will theoretically bring in more money to, flow through a lot of these different use cases. Sure, no problem. But I'm here to make some money. I'm here to take that bank money. So that's not going to change. I'm taking that big business money as well. We've got that bank money, the big business money separate from the banks, that from that B2B and all that kind of stuff like that. RWA, definitely for sure. RWA. I want some of that RWA money. All of this is the big company's money. That's what I'm here for. So now, and we're getting closer and closer to it. But like Christopher Waller said, it's going to take time. If the Fed is telling you, I was telling people this, it takes time to change the entire world's financial system. That doesn't happen quickly. How would it? But then when you have the Fed also saying that, hey, so now you got two different sources. You got me saying that, you got the Fed saying that. You got a lot of other sources saying that as well, but I'm just going to use us, hey, I'm just going to use those two. Now, the banks are continuing to get into trouble. They're going to continue to lose customers. I had to chop out a couple of bank articles today, but we're just going to keep this one because this one is good. This one is titled, Wells Fargo Customers, Bank Accounts, and Social Security Numbers Exposed. If you're dealing with Wells Fargo, you better go check on your stuff. Hey, not advice. I'm just saying. I've covered so many articles this year, Wells Fargo being in trouble, and now they're in trouble again. Holy smokes. This is who the SEC calls safe, these banks? This is who the government tells you is safe? Right. All right. To each his own. I trust me. I don't know about you. I trust me. I don't trust them. I trust me. Sound like Tony Montana. Oh, you're gonna trust? Huh? No, I trust me. That's who? Me. Remember that from Scarface? Oh, no, I know. No, stop it. No, I know you didn't. You didn't watch Scarface? Oh, maybe you don't like crime dramas or something. Yeah, I can respect that. Yeah. I'm a connoisseur of, old school movies. I don't really watch movies anymore often at all. I really don't watch TV at all anymore. But from the old school when I was younger, stuff like that, I was a connoisseur of different types of movies. Horror, crime drama. I love action. Let's be real. Top action stars all time. Let's just be real for a moment. Top action stars of all time. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. You got to put in Stallone. Throw Wesley Snipes in there. You know what's tragic? Bruce Willis is in there. Bruce Willis is... Wait, what? Man, watch yourself now. Bruce Willis is in there. But should we put Mel Gibson? Remember, Mel Gibson was on a good run, In the late 80s, early 90s, he was on a good run, So I don't know. Was Mel in there? But Lethal Weapons? Should we put Danny Glover? Danny Glover, he went more dramatic route. But don't you ever sleep on the great Danny Glover. Predator 2, the Lethal Weapon series. What? Danny Glover was putting in work back then. Anyway, see, young people will never know that greatness, man. When Danny Glover comes in talking like that. Oh, was it Predator 2? Oh, man, that was a good movie right there. Now, anyway, what were we talking about again? Hey, you got to learn how to focus. You better learn how to focus, all right? So anyway, now back to this drama here within the banking industry. Wells Fargo customers' bank accounts and social security numbers exposed, used for fraud and mysterious data breach. Mysterious? Come on now. Listen, I told people, and a lot of other experts said this. They've been treating their workers badly, and what's been happening is a lot of their workers, I'm not saying this was what happened here, but it's possible, right? But a lot of their workers have, because they've been treated terribly and worked to the bone, they've been turning to stealing from people's accounts. They've been taking revenge on some of these banks by putting people's information out there. When someone dislikes you greatly, they will do they'll begin to do terrible things. If someone's treated badly, they can begin to do terrible things as well. And that's what we've been seeing a lot of. That's what's been reported. It says here, a data breach at Wells Fargo is affecting an unknown number of the banking giant's customers. I'll say their entire lives about to change. A new filing with the Office of the Vermont Attorney General shows the lender is warning customers that an insider... I knew it. I told you. It's like the way they wrote the beginning and the title, it will make you think maybe they got hacked or something. An insider did it. What was I just saying? that an insider at the bank has accessed and used their information to perpetrate fraud. Again, so it was exactly what I said. Same thing was happening at multiple other banks in the beginning of the year. You think the customers aren't going to know about this? This is what I'm talking about. Independent reporters need to start talking about this. Let the people know what's going on in this system, and that there's a better system coming where they're in control, where they make money, where they're in control of their data. I mean, what do people want for the future? Do they want to make money? Do they want to lend? Do they want to stake? Do they want to delegate and live well from the new financial system? Or do they want to continue to hand everything over to these individuals who are fumbling the ball and putting your life in jeopardy, taking your money, giving you a dead savings account where they reap most of the benefits from lending out your money, but you get this little 0.05%, whatever it is, it's terrible, annual percentage yield? Come on now. Come on, it's time for people to treat themselves well. That's the time that's coming soon. So, and that's part of what this new financial system is about. Now, the San Francisco, California-based bank has not issued a public statement, but a copy of a letter sent to customers says the bank confirmed in July that a former employee, when were they a former? Were they a former when they did this? Or did you fire them afterwards? Once you caught them, now they're considered a former to make the people feel safer. Right. Had accessed sensitive data for illicit purposes. All right, so now let's move on here, as now the video is getting a little bit late, and I wanted to get in. I'm going to have to skip a very good article, so maybe I'll save that for a members only video. So now, time for a little bit of Bitcoin news. A Satoshi Nakamoto ally says October, October, how everything usually goes up in October, is a real thing. Says Adam Back, known as an associate of enigmatic Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto, and even mentioned in the white paper of the first cryptocurrency, shared an ultra bullish prediction for the coming month. September ends with a gain of over 11.3% to Bitcoin price, and now many are expecting a continued celebration in October, known in crypto community as Uptober. What definitely has been looking better lately, for sure, 100%. It says Back seems set for a green month ahead, as his latest post on X states that he is preparing for the so-called quote-unquote Uptober. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Once again, BlackRock has been speaking very, very highly of Bitcoin, even though it's continuing to buy lots of Bitcoin, so it's still getting into position. I'm looking for when that slows down, and it's not BlackRock itself bigging up Bitcoin and saying positive things about Bitcoin, but the mainstream news. I'm telling you, when the mainstream news consistently begins talking about Bitcoin positively, that's when I think the big explosion is going to happen. And it will come from all of the different companies reaching out to their connections, however you want to say that, at the mainstream news media. And then they will give that push. They all shake hands. They all work for someone. And that's when I think you'll see that big explosion. I don't think it's right now. Although now is a good time. Let me say that again. It's a good time. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's a good time. I do not think that now is that explosion when that rise begins. But I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. And it explodes now, and boom, 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 bang, bang. Lots of people make lots of money. But that's how I feel about that. That's what I don't think the big explosion is here just yet. I don't think the time is now. But this is a good time. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.